Oh, hi there. It's been a couple of months since I posted a food video, but I bet you're wondering where I've been. Well, you see...
Shut up right now. Nobody cares about your life story, what you've been going through. Just cook the damn recipe, all right?
I mean, yeah, I get it, though, but it's been a couple of months since they saw me cooking.
It's been a couple of months since they seen you cook. Shut up, Diet Sinbad. We don't care. Start the damn video already, okay?
I mean,
we just want to see what you're cooking.
You know, finances, the price of groceries. I lost 30 pounds.
You about to lose 30 subscribers if you don't start the video already.
Fine. Fine, forget it. Let's just get to the recipe, because that's all y'all care about, right? Y'all just want to see some food. Whatever.
The history of curry is a true testament of how a melting pot of cultures developed one of the most impactful dishes of the Caribbean. Its origins date back to the late 19th century, where Indian laborers were forced to work for British colonizers. In addition to the labor, they also brought in their culture, which included recipes and spices. While the creation of curry has South Asian roots, in the Caribbean is where we get introduced to the diaspora of curry culture. With this bit of variety, we're introduced to Trinidadian curry, which uniquely mixes a blend of Scotch bonnets and local vegetables, and Jamaican curry, which adds ingredients such as allspice berries.
All right, so I've got some chicken drums that I got from ShopRite. They were about $4.19 a pack, which came with about 5 drums. Before we head and season this, you know we gotta clean our chicken. And if you don't clean your chicken, then why are you on this page?
Now, I want to make something very clear and very blunt. When we say that we're cleaning chicken, we're talking about a simple mix of water, vinegar, and a citrus like a lemon or a lime. It's a common practice in many cultures, including mine, to clean chicken this way, so I don't need to hear your ignorant-ass comments talking about spreading salmonella or anything like that. We've got poop in the lettuce, and every other day there's a recall, but you choose to argue with me over cleaning some chicken? I mean, I swear, the internet, right? But anyway, I turned the water on its lowest setting until it covers the top of the drumstick slightly. Once that's done, I grab some distilled white vinegar and put a couple of capfuls into the bowl. Now, I mentioned throwing in some citrus like a lemon or a lime, for example, and this is used to help with the flavor of your meat. Plus, it's helpful in removing any feathers or excess, and you only need half of one. Now, this part at the end of the drum, I don't like it. There's no science or anything behind this, but I usually just cut it off with a pair of kitchen shears or a knife. Then once you drain the bowl of any remnants, simply just clean your sink. I use the all-purpose cleaner with a little comment with bleach, and that gets the job done rather easily. Sink is now clean and sanitized. The next part of the recipe is all about the seasoning. I keep it simple because the base of this flavor will come from the curry. I start with my all-purpose seasoning for one of my favorite black woman-owned businesses, Station 1923 Seasoning. I'm using their all-purpose seasoning, so if you want to support, and I'm hoping that you do, I'll put a link to her website in the description below. After that, I added some black pepper to the chicken, roughly a few teaspoons, and I added some garlic powder and onion powder. Now, this stuff is like gold in West Indian households. I made my own green seasoning, which is essential for a great curry. The recipe for the curry and the green seasoning will be shared in the description below as well. I threw in a little over half a cup because, after all, this is nearly 15 pieces of chicken and we don't skimp on the seasoning on this end. Massage all that seasoning into your chicken and make sure you get into every crevice, including the skin. We're introducing a lot of flavor to this dish, so make sure each piece of the chicken gets some love with that blend. Feel free to add some more green seasoning to the chicken if you like. Once that seasoning is mixed in, cover it with some plastic wrap and place in the fridge for at least a couple of hours. Now, I know this is a lot to demand from those with minimal patience, but please, let it sit overnight if you can. That flavor will penetrate right through the bone and you'll be rewarded with some of the best tasting chicken you've ever had. Now, as far as your choice of curry, it's all about what your preference is, but if you ask me, I stand for Chief's Brand Curry. It's a Trinidadian branded curry that you can find on Amazon. Now, I'll put my affiliate link in the description below, and the purchase helps me out, so I would genuinely appreciate if you're going to make a purchase, click on the link. Now, off rip, you can add the curry just right into the oil and cook it, but I like to utilize this method in bringing out more flavor. Grab yourself a few heaping tablespoons of the curry and place it into a bowl. Now, although this brand of curry has turmeric in it, I like to add a couple of teaspoons to the bowl to help with the color. Now, once that curry is into the bowl, take enough hot water to mix into the bowl and turn that curry into a paste. And while I stir this up, why don't you stir those fingers over to hit that subscribe button so you can get these videos weekly and stay in touch with our community. Your support helps to keep me encouraged to make videos like these, so thank you for watching, and I hope to continue having you be a part of this family. Now, once you mix it until it's well combined, just place it to the side. Now, to a hot pan, and this is my favorite part, we're going to cook the curry. Take 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil, like a vegetable oil for example, and add it to the pan. I'm using extra virgin olive oil because of the flavor profile, and once that's added, you're going to scoop that paste right into the pot. Make sure your heat is on medium to medium low to properly cook this without burning it. This part should take about 2 or 3 minutes tops, so make sure that you're consistently stirring the pot. Remember, you can simply throw the curry in the pot without the hot water step, but I find it necessary to build in that flavor profile, so while it is optional, I'm just going to say that it's not. Now after a couple of minutes, you're going to throw your pieces of chicken into the pot. I did mention earlier that I had about 15 pieces of chicken in here, and you're probably wondering if this is going to overcrowd the pan. Trust me, it's not. During the process of cooking, that chicken is going to come right off the bone and cook down into this curry. The goal is to make sure that each piece gets coated in that curry, so as you add each piece to the pot, stir it in the curry until all of your pieces are coated. This process should take about 7 to 10 minutes. Now get a good whiff of that aroma, because your house will be smelling like your favorite Caribbean restaurant, and that's not a bad thing at all. Now for me, I like to add a couple of Roma tomatoes to the mixture for texture and flavor. That's just me though, only if you like, but as I always say, if it's in a recipe, unless I say it's optional, it's really not. Now you can use plain hot water to add to the pot, but for me personally, I like to add a little bit more flavor. So in that water, I added a chicken bouillon cube just to add a depth more flavor. Add enough so that it covers the top of that chicken and mix it till all that chicken is submerged into the broth. Now this part is optional because you may or may not like heat, but as for me, I love some heat, so I'm adding a couple of Scotch bonnet peppers. Toss in some thyme and cover with the lid for about 30 minutes, stirring occasionally. After 30 minutes, I added some potatoes and carrots to really give this dish some texture and add some more of that broth if necessary. Cover again and let it cook for another 20 to 30 minutes or until the potatoes and carrots are nice and soft. At this point, that chicken should be falling right off the bone and your curry is all done. Now while that's placed to the side, I'm going to make some cabbage my way. My recipe includes shredded green cabbage, grated carrots, sliced onion, and a little thyme. Aside from that, we're going to add a couple of tablespoons of oil, and this is all you need for now. Now this part isn't optional, but toss in a Scotch bonnet pepper into the mix as well. This version of cabbage gives you a slight crunch, but softened enough to make it easy on the palate. I season my cabbage with a little Grace's vegetable seasoning, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and a little salt. Place that to the side, and now we can work on our rice. I've got some long grain white rice that we're going to rinse until we get that excess starch out. Now you can use a bowl to do this, but I have a reusable cheesecloth that just makes it easier to rinse without losing any rice down the drain or anything. You know that rice is good to go when that water runs clear. Now to a pan on medium heat, we're going to add a couple of tablespoons of our olive oil and a couple of tablespoons of butter. Now once that butter melts, we're going to add some color to the butter. Did you ever wonder how rice gets that yellow color? It's simple. Turmeric. All you gotta do is place a couple of teaspoons of turmeric to the butter and oil and mix until well combined. Now you're gonna toss in that rice, and we're doing two things here. One, we're getting that butter flavor and turmeric to coat the rice so it gets that yellowish color. Two, we're toasting the rice so all that excess moisture from the rinse gets drained out, allowing your rice to get that perfect fluff once it's cooked. Do this part for about 2 or 3 minutes before adding chicken broth to the pan. You want to add enough broth so that it covers the rice. Reduce the heat to low, cover with the lid, and cook for about 16 minutes. After 16 minutes, remove from the heat and let it sit covered for another 10 minutes. This process is necessary for the remaining cook. Now while this is going on, let's start with the final process of this Sunday dinner. Let's fry up some sweet plantain. Now I should have shown y'all, and that's on me, but you want to get the plantain that's yellow with slight blackness to it. That's how you know they're ripe and sweet. Now I'm going to get some butter to a pan and followed by a little bit of vegetable oil. Once that heats up, I'm going to take my sliced plantains and add them to the hot oil and butter combination. Let that fry for about 3 to 5 minutes on each side or until they're gorgeous and golden brown just like this. That 10 minutes is up and let's fluff up that rice. Beautiful. Just perfect. And once that's done, we're ready to serve up Sunday dinner. Now let's start by adding that gorgeous yellow rice to the plate, and right beside it, let's add our cooked cabbage. That's a great looking plate on its own. But let's finish it off with that perfectly seasoned curry chicken and a few sweet plantains on the side. This plate's for my oldest. I've got a plate made for my youngest as well, who's autistic and he's trying new foods out, and this is the first time he's trying curry chicken, so I'm excited to see his reaction. Then we have a plate for my wife, not too much, just enough for her girl dinner per her request. And now that I have my plate, enough of that talking. It's time to eat.
Oh my God. I haven't had good curry chicken in so long. A little potato and carrot in there. Just warms your soul. Good marinade. Let's try some of that cabbage. Excellent cabbage. Sweet plantain. Amazing meal. Look, thank you for joining me. Come into my kitchen every single Sunday where you're going to get a good meal, a good lesson, a great recipe, and you're going to get some community. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, make sure you share it with a friend, comment below your thoughts on the video, and let me know if you want the recipe. Anyway, thanks for joining me for Sunday dinner, and until the next time we feast, peace.